Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Council Blessing. This is Kupa and as usual, and I want to welcome you once again. We are still in the month of celebrating mothers, and today I want us to talk about a remarkable woman in the Bible. She's a mother, and her name is Rahab. Yes, you heard right. Rahab the prostitute. I'm sure you'll be wondering why Rahab of all people. But well, let's see what Rahab has got to offer us. So, I am of the personal opinion that motherhood is not by birth. People can be mothers without necessarily giving birth biologically. And there are a lot of people who have influenced society, they have influenced millions of lives, and they never had a child. Whilst there are others who brought forth, carried the baby 9 months, gave birth, and sometimes they even throw the baby away. Some took care of the baby, but they never played the motherly role as it is. So to me, I sincerely think that motherhood should not really be restricted to the biological act of giving birth. Now back to Rahab. There are attributes or characteristics that we ascribe to motherhood. So somebody does something and say, wow, this is a mother, or yeah, this is what mothers do. And one of the main things is protectiveness. Mothers protect what belongs to them. Mothers protect their kids. And Rahab stood up to that task. And so when we look at the Bible, one day Solomon was in his palace and he was presented with a very dicey issue to deal with. There were two prostitutes who both got pregnant, gave birth at the same time, gave birth to the same gender, and one happened to sleep on a baby and the baby died. And instead of claiming her dead baby, she decided to swap, and then it became a banter between the two of them. So they ended up in Solomon's courts, and Solomon was tasked with finding out who the true mother was. And he employed the protectiveness of a mother as the asset test to decipher who the true mother was. And so he said, well, let's cut both babies into two, divide the living baby into two, divide the dead baby into two, and each party will have half of both, half of each. The prostitute who had killed her baby was happy, but the true mother of the living baby screamed, "Oh, Cain, you let her have the baby." And that is what mothers do. Mothers will protect you even when it means losing you. Yes, they will protect you. And we see Rahab playing that role so well in her life. First, she took care of the spies who came to her. She welcomed the spies, and knowing whether by revelation or by intuition what is ahead of the whole nation Jericho, he decided to swap camps and join the Israelites. And in doing that, she decided to take a risk. She risked her life for the spies, kept the spies in her closet. Now, Rahab is a smart woman. Smart because she always plans ahead. She had created in her room a place that nobody knows. And I am really wondering, because this is a prostitute, she has customers, people come to her house, and still a whole search party from the king could search her house and not be able to find the spies. That means that she's a deep thinker and a planner, and she was able to hide the spies. Next, we see Rahab after the search party had left and she was bargaining for her life with the spies. She didn't bargain just for her life, she bargained for the life of her whole family. And we are talking about the prostitute. I mean, I am not sure Rahab's father or mother really appreciated who their daughter was. I don't think that they celebrated her for who she was. She was probably despised, probably looked down on. I am not sure they really had much of a good relationship with her. But in the dire moments when she knew that the whole nation is coming, is going to be lost, she still thought of her parents, she thought of her family, and she protected them. That is what mothers do. Secondly, we will mothers also have the attributes of good counsel. It is a motherly instinct to counsel a child. If you've ever been close to any good mother, they will counsel you, they will talk to you, they would advise you, they will tell you what you have to do and what you don't have to do. And so we read in the Bible, one of the most famous Proverbs in the Bible, Proverbs 31, the virtuous woman. And the virtuous woman was an advice given by a mother to her son. And so we see that mothers are counselors. And we see this in Rahab. Rahab was a great counselor. Honestly, after protecting the spies, she could just have said, okay, now that my people have left, you can find your way out. But she didn't. The motherly instinct in her stood up. She sat them down and told them everything they needed to know. Rahab is an amazing woman. I can never stop talking about Rahab. You know, for a prostitute to know everything about the military modus operandi, it's amazing. Rahab was able to tell the spies where they should pass, what time they should pass there, where they should dodge, when the military people searching for them will be tired, when they will come back. In fact, she literally knew everything the military modus operandi of a nation. She knew everything about them, when they sleep, when they rise up. She's an amazing woman, and she decided to use her knowledge to counsel the spies for their safety, so that they could get back to their camp safe and sound. And that is what real mothers do. Mothers will teach you how to live life with their examples, with their knowledge. They will show you good counsel. You know, there are two people who gave counsel in the Bible. One is Rahab, and the other is an old prophet. Now, there was this prophet, a young prophet. God sends a young prophet to a particular town and told the prophet, go and say this and this to the altar. When you are done, get back home. Don't stay in that town. Don't eat anything. Don't drink anything. Just do your declarations and get back home. Now, this young prophet goes to the town, does what God says he should do, and then on his way back, an old prophet went to meet him and told this young prophet that, gentleman, you have to come to my house because I met an angel who said you have to come and dine with me. It was a counsel. And unfortunately for this young prophet, this counsel led to his death because he disobeyed God. Now we see Rahab, a prostitute, giving counsel to God's children, and this counsel didn't lead to their death, but it rather led them to safety. It led them back to their camp. And because of Rahab's counsel and decision to stick by the spies, they were able to come and capture Jericho. So you see, Rahab was really a good mother, a woman who is worth celebrating on such an occasion as Mother's Day. I am not surprised that after everything else, Rahab was able to integrate herself into the Israel's culture, and she got herself married and gave birth to one of the outstanding people in the Bible. His name is Boaz. Yes, Boaz is Rahab's son. And Boaz, if you look at the life of Boaz, he was not just a rich person, but he was a humble person. He was a sensitive person. He was a responsible man who was able to take care of a widow and a mother-in-law. And this is because he had a mother who was really, really a mother who trained him well, a mother who trained him to know that it is good to help people in need. I can't overemphasize the good attributes of Rahab. She really has been one role model. I keep searching on it, and her lifestyle has really inspired me a lot. And I want on this occasion to encourage the Rahabs in society. Yes, there are many people who people look down on. They disrespect you for many reasons. Maybe you are not the class, you are not the type, but in your small ways, you are contributing immeasurably to people and to destinies. And I want to encourage you that keep on keeping on. Just do your good works in secret. And one day, God in Himself, in His good time, will elevate you and explode you and make you to become a great mother like Rahab. Of all the women whose names are in the Bible, Rahab found herself in the lineage of Christ. It doesn't surprise me. She is worth it. She is a real woman of substance. And today, I want to encourage all the Rahabs in society that do your good work. Don't expect people to applaud you. Just do what you have to do, because it is what you have to do. It is the will of God for you to do it. And just do it with all your heart, knowing that the God who sees you in secret, He will be the one to honor you. Thank you so much for watching. I am so privileged that you spent your time listening. Happy Mother's Day once again to all women in this world. May God be your strength. Being a mother is difficult. In fact, being a woman in itself is a difficult task. And motherhood is another level altogether. I pray that may God give us the wisdom that we need to make this world a better place for the children we are raising. Thank you for watching. This has been Count a Blessing.